Hello, bonjour, ça va? How are we today? It is Monday, February the 17th, 2025, here in southwestern Ontario, Canada, by the frozen shores of Lake Huron. I just got in from my walk. My face is still a little frozen. I don't think I even lasted half an hour. It's like, I think it's -10, but the wind chill at the lake here is like -20. So it was a little bit too much, even though I put on like 4 layers of of clothing. I didn't last too long. Bottom line. So, coming on here today, I decided to check in with the news, which I don't do that very often, but when I get the little nudge that I should go and check it out and see where we're at, I do so. So that's what I've been doing. Today is Family Day in Canada. It is a relatively new holiday. I think it's federal, so everybody has to keep it, sort of thing. It's very quiet. Couldn't even go to my Zumba today. They canceled the Zumba. Nobody's on the roads out there when I was on my walk, unless they were going to I don't know, from one friend's house to another, I suppose. So there were a few cars, but nobody was walking. I was the only one who was out there braving the cold. So it's a kind of a different feel sort of day. I'm liking it. It's feeling good. So yes, I took some time and I did go through some of the little bit of news clips here and there, and I watched a good number of them about the States and about Europe and about the heads of state and the presidents and prime ministers and, all that political stuff that I really don't like to have to be bothered looking at. But I did. I watched a number of them, kind of got the gist of what's been going on. I don't feel like I've missed anything, but it's nice to keep up to date, isn't it? To know where we're at on the timeline of events taking place. Because we knew all these exposés were coming. We've talked about it for years. We knew the corruption would come to an end at some point in time. We knew there were certain leaders who were going to step up to the plate, so to speak, and start doing their job in a higher way of being. In other words, as we are on our ascension timeline now, and Source is moving us on up, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm still a little numb here in my face. We can start to see the evidence of Source creating this higher timeline. I'm actually hearing it's plural too. I think it's plural. I think there may be more, kind of hearing it like unification devices going on. So I think there's going to be more evidence being brought forward for us to actually see with our physical eyes. There's going to be some of us who will be able to delve in deeper and see it with our third eye. And then there's going to be more of us who will have a more complete understanding of the whole course of events or worldly events as to how it's going to push us into future higher dimensions of thought. So it's all very exciting because we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, because before we kind of couldn't, could we? We were kind of swept up in that doom and gloom scenario that was being pounded into our left brain to try to convince us that, I'm hearing it as, of course, in rhyme, going down the drain. But, no. We're on the timeline where that didn't happen. It didn't exist. It's never going to be that way. Right? This is the higher way. This is the higher genetic way of being. So all of these little, chess players on their chess boards, this leader does this, that leader does that, and oh, we're going to say this and we're going to say that. All of this stuff is being played out for a reason. On a worldly stage, Shakespeare was correct. All the world is a stage. We're just actors, We're observing all of this happening. So all of the kerfuffle, I see it as bluster, like especially the American president. There's a lot of bluster around him. It's interesting. I won't go into a deeper description of how I see it. Some people might take it the wrong way, so it's best probably just not to say. But that's kind of what it's like. There's a lot of blustering going on. And that's a good thing, because in the end, it's going to work. Whatever he's doing, it's going to work. So we're going to offset some of the old systems of lower light by doing it in this way. And we're going to institute some new systems of higher light. And as we've talked about for years here, you're going to witness, well, we're in the witnessing stage right now. We're witnessing the dissolution of the old darker systems, the old ways of being. Everybody's got different names and labels for that. I'm not going to get into all that. You can figure this out for yourself. If you're awake and aware, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And if not, you will be soon, because you will see what's happening on your world and on your planet. You're not going to kind of like it at first, because there's going to be a lot of, what I'm hearing to say is like shock tactics to wake you up. The picture I'm being shown is, it's going to happen like this. So pretend you're like asleep in your bed and you're all warm and cozy under the covers and you're having a beautiful dream, and somebody comes along, unbeknownst to you, with a cold basin of water or pitcher of water and throws it on you. And you wake up with a start, don't you? It's like, you're in shock. It's not only that, like, what's going on, your awareness is jolted. I mean, physically, it hurts your body, doesn't it? Because you're nice and toasty warm, and now all of a sudden you're freezing. You've got this cold, icy water on you. And your body literally reacts. So that's how it's going to seem to some people who don't know anything about what's going on right now. It's going to seem like a literal physical shock to your senses, your sensory parts of your bodies. It's not meant to do that to cause harm. It's done to, you've got to wake up now. This is the timeline where you wake up. Now, if you were asleep in your warm little bed and you had a fire raging down the hall and you weren't aware of it, if nobody woke you up, that'd be your last little cozy sleep in your bed, wouldn't it? In physical form. So it's like that. We have to wake you up at a speed now. There's this timeline that we're engaging in that requires speed. You have to get connected to your higher selves now. And we've been giving you this little warning all along, giving it to you piece by piece, closer and closer and closer to your due date of your birthing of your higher selves. And we're wheeling you into the hospital where you like to reside at that time in the birthing process. Not everybody does, of course. But there's more and more evidence as to this fact that you're going to need to get back on track with your higher light. I'm hesitating right now because I keep hearing these piercing noises. It's hard to take. It's in my right ear. Normally I have it in my left, but it's very, excuse me, it's very loud. I don't know. We'll find out. But more and more people are going to come into their own depth of experience of their higher light. They're going to start to realize that things haven't been right on your world. I'm being affected in all sorts of ways right now, explaining this. My throat is bothering me. So it's the ears, the throats. Yeah. It's like you're going to unwind your old truths and you're going to come into your new truths. So there's this rewinding process going on so that you can then be kind of like catapulted forward into your future timelines. It's going to take a lot out of you. Not all of you, of course. It's never all of you. But there's a good amount of you. It's hard to put this into words. But you're going to go through so much stress that you're going to feel like you're being strangled. Like the truth is so much that you're going to feel strangled, like it's too much. And there's when you pour water, again with these water pictures, I keep getting analogies, metaphors. It's when you pour water too fast into something, it doesn't, like in a funnel. Okay, I've got the funnel picture here. So you've got the jar, you've got a funnel, and you got your pitcher, and you're pouring your water. That's interesting because the water in the pitcher is the Aquarian symbol, the age of Aquarius. So you're pouring that water, but instead of a nice gentle pace to make sure that the water stays in the funnel and it goes into the glass or the cup and there's no spillage of water, it's like you just dump it. It's just being dumped. And it's too much for the funnel, and as well as the glass jar, to be able to handle that. It can't. So some goes in, some goes out. So there's that division of truth, and in your alignments, you're going to have to be ready to jump on board with the higher truths, not the old lies. Because then you're not caught up you don't end up in the jar, you don't end up in that space that can hold you in your higher light. All right, there's your picture, there's your analogy. And in that template, you won't feel very right. It'll be in your dark of night. Okay. So those are the pictures. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm feeling. Wow. There's a lot of tension rising as well on your world, on your earth, on your earthly plane. But again, it's learning how to, it's like escape that and be in that mental conscious awareness of living in the eye of the hurricane. We talked about this. We did a video on this just recently. So you're living in that eye, that protected eye of the hurricane, where nothing disturbs you, nothing bothers you, nothing harms you, nothing can get to you. And it's perfect joy and peace and bliss. And that is that meditative state and higher when you're in your interdimensional conscious awareness of your higher light. That's your blessing. That's your respite. That's where you keep yourself from your dark of night. We've been hearing this for how many years? It's actually making more and more sense as each year goes by, doesn't it? So, personally, I am feeling really good with this energy. I'm happy that the corruption is being exposed from a 3D point of view, 3D me. yeah, what's there not to like when there's been lies and corruption and subterfuge? What's there not to like when it's exposed? I guess if you're partaking in that, you wouldn't like it. But if you weren't partaking in that, you would kind of like it, wouldn't you? Wow, this is great. We're cleaning up the mess here. So allow your leaders to do that, to clean up their mess. It's the time to do it. Some will escape some of this. They'll get away with it, in other words, and others won't. So you won't really know until the time comes when those who have been caught and those who have squandered their lives away and those who are involved in repaying, like retribution, it's all just going to go away. It's going to seem like it just disappears and it never happened in the first place. So all of that is going to be and is already being taken care of by the higher species of light who are intervening with some of your energetics here at our command. At our command. I was going to say at our request, but I'm hearing it at our command. Oh, yes, from our higher lights. So those of us who've been working in the higher energy fields of light on your world, on this planet, we've been talking to our higher species of light for, eons of time now, but specifically in this time frame. So they know what we are going through. We understand that they have a part to play in this as well. They're kind of alluding to it right now as I'm giving you this information, that we're all here to work together as a team, whether we're living on the planet or away from this planet, because they're still here in thought, spirit, light. So they see what's going on. They know what's going on. Getting that high-pitched squeal again coming through. Woo! That's loud. So they want me to say to you that they are here of their own congru. They are speaking with us through anniversaries of timelines too, and they are always in congru with the higher parts of you. Okay, so that's where we exist. So our higher selves within this body arrangement of light communicates telepathically with the higher beings of light, and their species, their individual species of light, the beneficial species, not the ones who want to, take over our world and eat us for lunch. There's this understanding there that we're all working together on the same plane of thought in the higher dimensional realms of light. Okay? So whether you want to call it your ancestors, your buddies, I don't know, whatever you want to use as a word, your affiliations in the higher light. We are all working together here to bring this about. So have no doubt. We're bringing it about. So I'm seeing this big ship, and it's like, it's the Titanic. And instead of going off onto this trajectory of, destruction, ice flows and destruction, it's being turned back home, and it's coming back home. It's landing all in one piece, nicely preserved, with everybody on it. I love you all. Blessings. Take care of yourselves and others. If you do wish to make an appointment with us, you can go to the website, www.healingourenergy.ca, and book your appointment there. All right. Well, we'll speak with you again. Bye for now.